Welcome back to Movie Summary. Today we are diving into a film called First Love. In part 1, we met a girl named Monica, whose father has debt to the Yakuza Mafia, so he gave her to them, and she's repaying it with her body. She was living rent-free and was paying in nature. A member of the gang named Kaze tried to rob his own gang, with the help of a cop, and wanted to put the blame on her. But she escaped and ran into Leo, a boxer who recently was diagnosed with a tumor. He doesn't care about anybody since he doesn't know his parents. But he saves Monica thinking the cop was a bad guy. She tells him, he reminds her of a boy back then who used to stand for her. On the other side, one of the Yakuza leaders, Gondo, who is mad at the other gang, the Chinese, is ready to go to war against them, because Kaze had to kill one of their member to steal the drugs and blamed it on the rival gang. A Chinese gang boss calls, saying your gang is running wild. He responds, they suspect you guys. The boss replies, we are ready for a fight. He also adds that Mr. Wang, Gondor's enemy, is back. The informant says it's a girl who stole the drugs from us. The boss says get me all the details necessary. Now it seems the war between the Japanese and Chinese gang is one inevitable. Meanwhile, Leo is surprised Monica was able to survive after all what happened to her. Monica says it's her work name. Her real name is Yuri. After asking what she wants to do, she doesn't know. He says why not see Riju, that friend who always protected you younger. At the same time, Gondo and his man arrives at the killed member's house, while his girlfriend Julie is crying. Godon promises Julie that he will get those responsible for it. Meanwhile, the true killer is standing next to them, Kaze. Julie grabs a knife and says she will kill them herself. Godon then asks Kaze to take her home. Meanwhile, the cop involved calls Kaze, who is nervous with Julie next to him. She screams it's maybe urgent, pick it up. He picks up. The cop says to give the phone to the one owning the house where Monica was staying, which is Julie next to him, because there is a GPS installed in there. After the call, he tries to ask Julie if there was ways she made sure Monica doesn't escape, like a GPS. She realizes she has it on her phone. She refuses to give it to him. He is tired of her and her boyfriend, he says. He drives the car in a way that knocks her unconscious. He brings her to her home and tries to tie her. When her mother walks in, she screams and he knocks her out too. He then calls the cop saying he has the phone, and knows where she is. Meanwhile, he used candles to get her apartment on fire, but Julie wakes up and jumps by the window. Meanwhile, the Chinese gang wants to find Yuri. At this moment, Yuri sees the hallucination of her father again. This time Leo is able to calm her down with some music. Kaze takes the drugs where he was hiding them, when the fellow member of the same gang who was following him before, arrives. He wants those drugs for himself. Kaze says we can talk this through. The man responds you will be killed but not me. Kaze then understands this man is an undercover for the rival Chinese gang. Kaze offers him the drugs and tases him by surprise. He puts his body in front of the car, and runs him over. Meanwhile, Julie is running like crazy on the streets. She arrives at Godon and tells them the killer was Kaze. There is a GPS on Yasu's phone, so she knows where he is. At the same time, Kaze and the cop are getting close to Yuri. Yuri arrives by Ru's house, but it seems he is gone. She then sees a little girl. It's her in the past. A man points then a gun at them. He tells her to give the drugs, or she will die. She doesn't understand. Leo punches him as his comrade arrives. After a heated exchange, Leo grabs the fallen gun and shoots them both. Kaze runs over one of the men and arrives with the cop. They take them hostage. The cop asks why you hit me. Leo says she was running from you and screaming help. The cop says now that he has his badge, all of you get out. Kaze says, the situation has changed so you have to keep helping me. Then they stop. Because I'm front of them are so men blocking the way. It's Godon and his men. Julie also comes out with a metal bar, ready to take him down for the death of her boyfriend. She breaks one of the windows, hits him. As they back up, Yuri then grabs the drugs and begs Kaze to have some more. They realize in the back the Chinese gang members are blocking the way. They shoot. Kaze is hurt. Yuri begs Leo to save her. Cops receive the announcement via radio of gunfire, while the gang chase our heroes firing at them. The cop runs one over but realizes a camera is there. He is screwed because he is a cop. He shoots it. Both gangs are after them. The car ends up crashing. Both gangs are getting closer. Godon gets his sword. Leo and Yuri runs away and Leo tells her he has a tumor and will die soon. The doctor then calls him saying he made a mistake and switched up results by mistake. Leo is fine and has no tumor. He realizes that knockdown was just a lucky punch. Meanwhile the Yakuzas are searching for them. A sword comes next to Leo. It's the Chinese gang who drop his gun. The girl realizes it's the man working at her favorite restaurant. She lets him go. Her man is shocked. She says you, not the girl. Yuri tells him to leave her. He says no. They take Yuri. The Chinese gang member meets Kaze with the drugs. They fight. Kaze shoots him. The lady goes. Leo grabs the gun and Yuri, but she comes back and points a gun at him. He points at her as well, saying he would do anything to protect Yuri. She points her gun down and tells them to leave. Meanwhile Julie finally comes face to face with Kaze. A member grabs him for her to finish, but she walks away and the gang member shoots. Julie then cuts Kaze's arm. She finishes him. A Chinese gang member then shoots her too. He gets the drugs. The cop is surrounded by the Yakuza and runs while they shoot at him. The lady who let Leo go shoots at the cop, but he escapes. Gondo realizes he has no more bullets. His sworn enemy Wang drops his gun and is ready to finish him man to man. He grabs a sword. A sword-to-sword fight then takes place. A mafia member then points a gun at Yuri and tells Leo to put the gun down. He does. Her hallucinations come back and she sees her father in that man, and she kicks him. Leo then uses his boxing experience to knock the guy out after a good fight. The cop on the other hand arrives outside where many cops points at him. He tries to find an excuse. He shows them his badge but then the lady from the Chinese gang appear and they are having a shootout. The police opens fire killing them both. Meanwhile Gondo and Wang finish each other. They are both heavily injured but keep fighting. Gondo ends up winning. He then goes to Leo and Yuri. He asks if she is Monica. Leo says she was bemused and has nothing to do with it. He says he knows it. Gondo takes the drugs and asks them if they can drive. They are now in a car and drive off over the cops from the second floor. The cops follow them. Godon remembers seeing Leo boxing and asks if he will give up boxing or join the mafia. He says not joining the mafia. Godon says join me. I can make you number 3 if you join now. He says boxing is my thing. Godon says then you should not be driving a Yakuza car now, get out somewhere, I'll take the wheel. They then drop the drug as Godon asked them. It creates enough powder to crash some cop cars. Leo and Yuri leaves saying goodbye to Godon. The cops keep chasing after the car. Godon is driving as the sun rises. He dies on the wheel. Leo and Yuri clean themselves, as leaving. Yuri sees Rue standing with a girl, the man who protected her when she was young. She tells him congratulations because his girl is pregnant. She then says see you and leaves. She is happy for Rue who seems happy. Leo invites Yuri to move in with him. She accepts, and the movie ends as Leo keeps training for his next boxing fight. Leo is finally back to the ring while Yuri is having convulsions. Leo beats his opponent and screams of happiness, which he never did before. It's now winter. Leo and Yuri gets home. He kisses her. Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and check our other movies summaries.